NBC6 HD.
You know, nowadays it seems believing in someone is becoming harder and harder. Seems so true, right? Deborah King is joining us. She's an author of Truth Heals, What You Can Hide Can't Hurt You. And she's here to offer us some insight on spotting someone who's lying and what we can learn from the public figures that we see day in and day out on the news that are lying to us. Deborah, thank you for taking the time. I guess let's get right to it. How in the heck can I spot a liar?
Well, first of all, start by using your own body. It's just this amazing lie detector kit, you know. Think of those visceral hunches you get when it says that guy can't be trusted or that street isn't safe. Or your heart you can really believe. It doesn't lie to you either. Are
there any physical characteristics that I should look at? Maybe the shuddering of the eyes or the looking around or the shuffling of the feet?
Totally. The first thing is an amateur liar, they won't look you in the eye, they'll look away. Now, I'm not talking about a professional liar like BLAGOJEVICH. I'm talking about an amateur like Clinton or Casey Anthony. She's pretty amateurish. They will try to put an object between you and them. They'll turn their body away. They'll fiddle a lot with their nose and their ears and their hair. Those are all signs of lying.
Okay, and so that's an amateur liar. What would you say a professional liar or signs of a professional liar would be?
Well, an O.J. Simpson or a BLAGOJEVICH, they can look right at the camera and lie with impunity because they actually start to believe their stuff.
So is that the problem? Is that really because people get a disconnection between with the truth, reality, and the lie? They just start to live the lie?
They do, and that's what really makes us sick. It's when we separate from our own stuff and we push it away and we say, well, that's not me.
How does one study lying? How do you, do you just encounter liars all day long? How does...
Well, I started by studying myself. And from that, once I knew my own lies pretty well, then I could really observe it in others.
And what makes people lie? Why do people want to lie so much? Even if it's the smallest lie, why is it? And you see catch somebody in a lie and it's unnecessary. Why do people do that?
Well, it's a habit ultimately, but when it starts, it's because we're trying to get love or keep love. That's where it starts.
So it's usually an intimate thing.
Well, no, just like little children, they don't want to lose the love of their teacher, their parent, their caregiver. It starts when we're really young.
Let's talk about somebody like Alex Rodriguez, for example. Someone who's a very big public figure, who gets paid to be this idol, this image, obviously caught in a lie.
But, I think his whole life is a lie, and I'm not so sure he's aware of it until very recently. Because even when you watch him on the field and in the dugout, there's a lot of posing going on.
Bernie Madoff.
Bernie Madoff's a pro.
I mean,
he fooled everybody.
He fooled a lot of people, and a lot of people that are very successful, people that have a lot of money in their bank accounts, and trusted this guy with a lot of their money. And
people who are now embarrassed.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, he was very pro.
And what makes a guy like that, who's got it all, who's put into a situation where he's obviously earned the trust of all these people and just continues to lie, and his wife claims that he wasn't lying. To her, at least, she didn't know he was lying. But
I don't believe any of that. I mean, do you really? Don't you think he's falling on his sword to protect the whole family?
Of course. So what's in the book? Tell us a little bit about what I can learn if I'm going to pick up this book.
Truth Heals helps people connect the dots between what's going on in their body and their emotions. It teaches them how to be a really good lie detector of others. And it's an easy read because it's all about celebrities.
And you've been doing this for how long?
No, a few years.
Yeah?
Yeah.
And how many liars have you encountered on a day-to-day basis? Okay, great. Well, for more information on getting this book, Truth Heals, which you can find on Amazon.com, just go to the website, Truth Heals. What you hide, can hurt you. Author Deborah King. Deborah, thank you for taking the time. And again, I'm not going to lie to you. I'm going to try to pick up the book and read it. Thank you for taking the time with us. Kelly, over to you.
My pleasure.